Hello. Hey, makers. Oh, let me put my microphone on. It is, um, I had took a break this weekend and I am still getting reacclimated. If you can hear me this morning, um, I can't hear myself, so I'm just gonna hope that my mic is working. It looks like we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook, which is a beautiful thing. So I did have a few technical difficulties getting on here this morning, so we're just going to hope everything else goes smoothly for you guys and for me. But I'm going to do something a little different. Not different as in not totally different because I'm going to paint again. So anyway, I hope that will be something fun for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about components because that's what I'm kind of doing here. Instead of a canvas today, I have this piece of paper. This is left from our um, what we did last week, which is right here. Last week we painted this little kitty cat on some of this newspaper. That we did this transfer technique with glue and a little bit of painted paper. And so this is one of the leftover pieces of paper. And this morning I was going to paint on a canvas, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to paint on this, and we'll go ahead and jump into our components series that we're going to that I'm going to talk about. I did a component series actually on Facebook last winter. I think it was last winter. And we just made a bunch of different components for our various mixed media endeavors. I'll call them, because they're not. It's not just for Canvas. Mixed media is not just mixed media is a great many things, and whatever we are doing in mixed media, we don't have to all be doing the exact same thing, and you know, we can all relate and be friends, be maker friends, because some of our things, the things, techniques and things that we do overlap. And of course, at Mixed Media headquarters, we are very focused on processes. And this one, I'm painting again, and this is going to become a background for something that you can see come together in Mixed Media Meditations. I'll finish out this and post it in Mixed Media Meditations, which reminds me, them all the way not together. This is probably not even charged. Okay, so Mixed Media Meditations is where I take what we create on Mondays together. If you are coming on and you want to say hey and let me know if you can hear me, I haven't had a sound check yet from anybody, but when we do Mixed Media Mondays, Mix It Up Monday, we take a couple techniques from different designs that we have featured in the Mixed Media Design of the Month Club. And we take those techniques and different processes and or techniques or templates, just all the different tools that you get with each design and the design of the month club, and we mix them up and make something new. Because my ultimate goal for you, if I can have a goal for you, is for you to start creating on your own, and creating doing mixing things up on your own, and using all the processes that you've learned from me and anybody else that you watch, and um, use them to start making something that's your own. I want to empower you. So, our this is actually going to be a pine cone, I hope. I haven't painted a pine cone in a while, but we're going to paint one right now. So, I would love to know if there's anybody on that feels like chatting with me this morning, if you have ever tried mixed media. And if you have, um, what kind of mixed media you do. I would love to know that, because, as I said before, mixed media is a great many things. And I think a lot of us tap into our creativity all kinds of ways. And one of the things I was thinking about this morning is I was thinking about this pine cone and how I was going to put it together, and what I was going to do with it after we were done here, is how um, the many different ways mixed media techniques and the processes that we focus on in mixed media headquarters can be utilized. And like this little pine cone I'm painting, maybe you're somebody who likes to upcycle furniture or something. Last time I painted a pine cone, actually, it was on an upcycled little piece of furniture. And I probably should have started with a black base to give this some more depth, but I'm just going to continue on. And I'm just almost like when we paint our mermaid tail, I'm mixing a little brown and bleach sand are the colors that I had on hand. You can use whatever colors you have on hand. And I just kind of laid out the basic shape of my pine cone. And now I'm kind of going back and adding those little tip ends with a little bit lighter color. And then we're going to come back in and create a little bit more texture in there for this. And I'm not trying to paint a perfect pine cone. As a matter of fact, I think the one I painted on that piece of furniture was probably one of the more realistic things I've ever painted. I was actually pretty proud of that pine cone, but that piece of furniture is long gone. I sold it, but I just remembered how much fun pine cones are to paint. And as we're approaching the holiday season, it seemed like a good choice to play with this morning for a component. So I'm actually using a flat brush. But if you do anything upcycled, maybe you just journal, and, create drawings for your journaling. Maybe you are an art journaler. And if you are, you probably could teach me some things too. And I would love that if we could hang out together and learn from each other. But my hope is to inspire you to do something without even an end product in mind. You don't always have to have a plan. And I know for a lot of creative types, we can be okay with that. We can be okay with starting something and not having a real clear plan. But I think for some of us in our life, I'm going to darken this back up a little bit. We life just puts us in a situation where planning becomes part of everything we do. And creativity should be a little more free than that. There's definitely a place for planning and figuring things out, um, planning things ahead. That's a beautiful thing. And every piece that we create leads to another one. We think about how we would do that differently the next time. So the end of my pine cone was looking a little wonky. So I'm gonna, y'all can let me know if this is starting to look like a pine cone. It's kind of hanging, like we're just gonna pretend like it's hanging down like an ornament. And I could go crazy with this. I literally could literally could go crazy and add some glitter. Um, I'm gonna add a little metallic copper, but I'm gonna come back first with a little thinner round brush. Some people can accomplish the details with a thicker brush. For me, I'm a little heavier handed. So I tend to go for something, I start with a thinner brush because the heavier handed you are, the thicker your line's going to be. And so I have to over, I have to compensate for my heavy handedness by using a smaller brush. But you could probably use maybe like a 3 or a 5 round brush for this part. But this is a 0, and it's working pretty good for me. But I'm just going in and adding a little highlight. This is going to be, again, a very abstracted pine cone. And because I don't have my camera on right now, unfortunately, um, actually, it won't be a great view of this. I will include this part that you're watching in the painting part, but I like to have the overhead view, but I'll finish it out overhead and you'll get to see how I'm going to finish this out because I do have a little bit of a plan. Even though I talked about not needing a plan, I have one. And the rest of the rest of October and all of November, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know I'm going full Christmas because Christmas creating is my favorite. And I think that for creatives that um, make presents or start doing holiday stuff, we just kind of do it a little early. And I hope you guys are okay with that. And I hope you'll join me because you'll still learn, we'll still be very much about processes. So you can use them in any design, not just Christmas. So, but look for some fun Christmas stuff coming up in the coming Mix It Up Mondays. So I'm just getting a little highlight all the way down. So I think it's starting to look a little bit more like a pumpkin. I mean, not a pumpkin, it's a pine cone. But I'm going to add a little touch of copper just for fun. And maybe, so I would love for you to, if you would feel inclined to, I would love to hear what you would like to see in the coming weeks. I do have some plans as always, but I'm flexible and I'm here for you. So um, I do love creating, but um, and I would do it whether I was on here or not. But I am on here for you. So let me know if there's something in particular that you would like to see. And I'm just going to put little touches of copper here and there just to give this a little sparkle. It might end up looking a little weird, but I actually think I like it. But this is a really simple technique of almost going around because the little parts of the pine cone are alternated, so it's kind of easy to lay it out. and get something resembling a pine cone. So I'm just going to go down around, and I would love for you to, if you would like to catch this on Mixed Media Meditations, you can again watch how I finish it out. And I'm also releasing today. Normally you can look for it on Sundays. But again, I just took a little break. And so this week's I'm calling them podcast episodes. I'm not sure if they qualify, but I've been recording some tips just to help you get organized and set your workspace up. Maybe if you're brand new to creating, everything I do is very beginner friendly, but hopefully even some more seasoned makers can pick up some tips. And I hope you'll join us in the community and share your tips, because sharing is caring, right? So that is my pine cone, and that is Mix It Up Monday for this week. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this come together. And I'm going to do probably a little pen detail on this when it dries, but I'll record all of that, and I'll record how I'm going to use this and post it on Mixed Media Meditations, and that'll be posted this week, along with the podcast this week is organizing in small spaces. I have my 3 favorite tips for you. So I'll link those playlists for you below if you're watching on YouTube, and you can access those. And I'll also add a link to the playlist for the Mix It Up Mondays if you would like to watch more of those. And I hope you'll subscribe and like this video and share it with anyone that might be interested in checking it out. So thanks for being here, and thanks for watching. You can make comments even in the replay. I will definitely get back to them because I love to hear from you. And I hope you have a great week, creative week, and I will see you next Monday.